Wow. There we go. That's like I want to say that's the only major thing when we reconnect. For whatever reason, this thing that should just work, it don't like to just work. All right. Let's see, select. There we go. Make sure we are on my headphones. And then
good afternoon.
This, that one. Unable to verify. Ugh, I didn't do the puzzle right. These are the worst. Like,
test driving one of these next week.
Unable to verify. Because you get it close, and it's still like, no, sorry, you're a robot. Can you please? Why do I get to do a bunch of puzzles? Whatever, I don't care. Stop, activate. I'm gonna find it again. Oh, and it just works now, because fuck you. That's why. I'm test driving one of these next week. I need to see this one. We will have a good look at it. Is Rock Rose okay tint to start off with? I mean, cutting and general tinting, yes. Clarity, probably not. And there can always be shrinking problems when you get into just cheaper films, cheaper carbon films. They generally are just not as shrinking friendly. Okay, let's get this prepped. I got a roll of tape. I need my tool belt. Huh. That should be in a really obvious spot. I got everything else set up. Where did I put my tool belt? Weird. Weird. Okay, so I switched it to my AirPods.
That's my truck.
But AirPods. Like actually switch it.
Watching from the waiting room.
Hmm.
Tint tire streaming to 0. Let's change that only at Nezha.
All right.
77 off ZH.
Is it? Am I using the wrong ones? Is that it? No. We got confusing problems today, I'll tell you that much. Let's try it. Let's try new. We're gonna come to the rescue today, just watch. Oops. Okay. Hey, those worked. Go figure. No, I'm having sound issues today. Why does it keep switching? Okay, now it's working. And now I can adjust the volume, and we hope it stays that way. Okay, that works. Sweet. I gotta find my tool belt too real quick. I thought I knew where that is, but I can tape some seals. We'll get this started. That's my truck. Nice. Watching from the waiting room. I hope I don't disappoint today. Does a liner ever stick to the door panel plastic cover? No, just with water tension is all. Nothing major. So when I roll up the window, I mean, I do this on door panels anyways. I'll just lift it. But we'll see that when we get into doing the doors. I mean, if I understand what you're talking about. Where's the button? Push the button. Third vehicle. That's super cool. I appreciate it. Putting some tape on the seals. So if there's any dirt, even though it's rubber, you can wipe them out. But I like doing this. Brand new seals. Brand freaking new. And then, well, temporary anyways. Child lock is on. Where did my, oh, it's there. There it is. See, I knew I'd find it. Dude, I'm all Bluemax Squeegee right now. I got a Slim Slam here too with a Bluemax. I gotta talk to, meant to send a message yesterday. I gotta send a message to Fusion. Because I swear, it's not the same. I didn't like the original Bluemax as much. They've changed it. But I think it's replacing just about every squeegee blade that I used. Any advice on saving time prepping windows? Taping. Like it just takes a few seconds. It does cost you some time, but the time that it costs you should be worth it. Maybe a preloaded tape dispenser would be cool. I don't know if it would work with this one though, but those do exist. I always wanted to do like a packing tape dispenser. And you can push a button and it'll give you like a predetermined amount. Is United better than Rockrose? Dude, I have no idea. Those are both two oddball, bottom of the barrel brands. I wouldn't waste my time on either of them. There's far better films than those companies. Tape this. Was that best film on Amazon? It's the same type of problem. Oh yeah, child lock. There we go. Look at that. It's always an interesting one to cut. There's no, see the thing is about Amazon is there's no major film brands that sell on there. So the main people that they sell to are just your average consumer buying whatever they buy on Amazon. It's not that Amazon doesn't have good stuff. It's just it's so easy to take a whatever film and throw it in a box and make it seem like a premium product and talk it up. So on Amazon, I mean, you could have listings change so fast. I think that was the first run-in I had with Lexan as well. Try Geo PPF. I like their regular PPF more than their Ultra Gloss. It's too much gloss. Like the actual finish of it or working with it? Okay, so we're gonna grab some Apex. Do we still have hiding away a 20-inch roll? Yes, we do. We're gonna grab that. Why is there a C2 roll in here? C2 ceramic 20, that shouldn't be in here. The finish is too glossy. It's literally called Ultra Gloss. What did you expect? But I'm not a PPF guy. I couldn't even refer you to something that you'd like better. I'm not gonna pretend I know about that subject. I've done some PPF. The one I liked installing the best years ago, this was before Geo had a PPF. Suntech had like a 6 mil. It was nice. It was really nice to work with. How much is it for front two windows match in Apex? $250. Is that white tape like Tyvek? No, it's very different. We used to use house wrap tapes like that. We were a big promoter of Lowe's for a minute there. Carpet shield, house wrap tape. This is a lot softer and more flexible. So it does a really good job of sticking to both door sills and panels along with seals. Nothing like grabbing a near full roll of Apex and holding it like this. It wants to go wee. See that? It wants like no grip. I got my Accord done in 5% Pro Nano. 15 was still light on the front. You know, there should be some more in between. I think there's a few spaces to fill in GeoShield's shade lineup. I felt this way for a long time. They really need to do a 30. So if you have a lighter rear factory, I don't know what this meter's at exactly, but let's say I was doing a factory match on this and that metered at like 22 to like 25. 20 is gonna be a little dark. '20 is gonna be too dark, and like 35 would be too light. But yeah, I agree. A 10% would be an awesome filler in between 15 and 5. It would just make such a big difference. Not a big percentage change, but when you get into the lower numbers, you see big changes. So there's just like too much of a gap between 5 and 15. I mean, they did it 2%, so. Yeah, I think 10 would be super popular. 30 would be popular, 10 would be popular. They should just do it in like the C2 and Apex lineups. C2 carbon, ceramic, and Apex. Let's go. 15 is basically 20. Yeah, they look so similar. At some previous shops that I tinted for, we would have to bring a tint meter out occasionally. Like they wanted 20 on the front, 15 on the back. They go to look at their car, they're like, it's the same damn shade. And we take a meter and we put it on the windows and we go, I know they look so similar, but believe it or not, they're not. Oh wow, that's way farther than I thought. You see how far that goes down? Good old Ford. But you would see a drop all the way down to 10. All right, so we're gonna pull this down farther, past my little cliff. Oops. Thick apex. There we go. Okay, so I've been using this Bluemax for a couple weeks now. This is new Bluemax, by the way. This is not old Bluemax. This is new Bluemax. They should say New Max, not Bluemax. It's really good. It's completely different from the Blue Beast. I need to get my hands on an OG Bluemax squeegee blade, but from what I remember, it's completely different from that too. It's more similar to a hybrid. Little different material, little stiffer, but I think it's like the perfect squeegee blade. All right. I'm having a hard time finding a good water soap mix. Any tips? What soap are you using? And what film are you using? That kind of stuff can help because every film's gonna be a little bit different. I had the same type of issue when I switched to Geo. Everybody says baby shampoo. Baby shampoo wasn't it for me. Too sticky. I had to end up mixing Dawn and baby shampoo together for a little bit, but that's why we have Tint Slip right now. I'm gonna make sure that that is nice and clean there. I'm gonna shave some dental floss off the top of here. Palmolive. I've tried a lot of the dish soaps. They've been okay. I didn't think they were any better. My favorite mix outside of Tint Slip was 3 ounces of baby shampoo and 1 ounce of Dawn. That was in a 3-gallon keg, so 4 ounces of soap. The Dawn really helped, but Dawn's a degreaser, so maybe you could sub it out with like a 7th gen or something that doesn't have a degreaser in it. But I could have 4 or 5 ounces of baby shampoo and it was still too sticky. There's just something about these adhesives that I can't do with just baby shampoo. Maybe I should revisit it. It's been a long time. The adhesives haven't changed though. But I got video evidence. Yeah, like the whole backstory. We were live streaming it when we made that discovery. Might be the water. There's so many little variables. The biggest ones, and I didn't realize this till later, the glass itself can be a variable. Not all film slides the same on every window that you put it on. There can be a little hydrophobicness to any automotive glass. So when you spray a slip solution on it, pay attention to if the water just beads off. If the water beads off, then like your soap's just running off the window. So it has nothing to slide on. So then it sticks way more aggressively. Head to toe baby soap. I don't think I ever went down that rabbit hole too much. I used like the purple and I used the gold. But I took it was really just from a lot of other people's recommendations. Like those types of things are so, like everything just gets reinforced. You know, when somebody finds something that they like, they recommend it, and then everybody tries it, And if you kind of like it, you don't really venture out too much and just try other things for the sake of trying them. Because then you start throwing film away. Tri-edge. Oh, I can't talk right now, I'm live. Here, can I do this on a watch? Hey, I'm live, I'll have to call you back.
No problem. I'll watch it
All
live.
right, sounds good. Bye. If bubbles pop up days later, is it installation or the film? It's definitely the installation. I have seen people try and blame the film. Even a bad film, like I mean, bottom of the barrel, garbage film, you can make it look nice. It's not just going to bubble on you. Where's the other guy? Oh, he's at a music festival. He's off today. Did you fire him? You just go right for the... That's it. I don't see him. You fired him. Geo tin slip has saved me on a few jobs, so I keep it handy. So most of the time, what are you using? Baby shampoo? Pretty much everybody that I found, like where did you find him? Pretty much everybody that I found has like walked in here. Like it's just coincidence. I met Mark, he walked in here 2 days before I was going on vacation. And he subbed in for me. I need a panel cover. Like he was watching the stream. And he was just like, yeah, I was watching the stream and wanted to stop in. And now he works here. He's taught himself programming working here. All right, so let's cover this up. I'd like you guys to notice that we get new products and I often don't get to use the nice ones. You see how this one is flattened? This one got flattened in shipping here. I get the shit rolls. We can't sell them to you guys, but they're still good. So we just stock them up, and that's the stuff I get. Every product, I get the shitty version of it. Okay, razor blade. We'll get a razor blade, a towel. Front doors are ready to be installed. Tips, is it the prep or the shrink that I'm doing wrong? I don't know. What did you do? I need context, my guy. You can mess up windows 100 different ways. Every little bit matters. When it comes to the final result, the biggest thing is going to be like the finesse with your installation. In 100-degree weather, how can you make sure that the tint doesn't stick so fast? Extra soap, spraying cold water on the windows, and actually letting them cool down. You gotta drop the temperature on the window. And never, never, never tint in direct sunlight. the bottom of my liner, when two-staging, will stick to the plastic. Well, then lift it. It's okay, I'll show you. You just pick it up. You'll go back in every video and probably see me doing that exact thing. It's just water tension is all it is. It'll stick to a door panel. So the point of the plastic, doors are fairly water resistant. Most of the time, you are not, by not covering it, you're not gonna hurt it. The important thing to cover up is the window switches. Water can feed down, run right to a switch, and that'll short out something, or can. Ruin the switch, short something out, maybe just waterlog it for a little while. But it makes cleanup faster, and it's also just nicer if you take the time to just cover up a panel. But if I was trying to save a bunch of time, I wouldn't be streaming, and then I could also just like not cover a door panel. Save a little bit of time that way. That's how I used to tint. I need a tri-edge. I thought I had one. I did. And then I put it down somewhere. I probably left it over there at some point. Probably a tri-edge. Hey, could be. Seems pretty new. Sounds like something I'd do. Go cash out a customer. But now I got a couple of them. So I took the new Bluemax, and I was keeping a pink clean in here, and I would still like a slightly softer squeegee, but the way that this, it's so clean. No drag marks. And I want to see how long that lasts. The Orange Crush, the Pink Clean, most injection molded squeegees, after you drag them for a while, they start to just get a little curved at the end. They lose their edge. Bubbles coming up days later. What can I be doing wrong? You're seeing dirt. A lot of times it's just dirt. Also, a lot of people tend to just leave a fair amount of water behind. When you squeegee, just put a little extra pressure. You don't have to like go crazy. But just make sure you're flexing the squeegee against the window. I'll think of a good analogy. But just some extra pressure. That goes a long way. All right, so we want to get this top edge as close as we can without going over. That looks nice. Just be one with the squeegee. Like we had a couple students over the past few days, and one of the last windshields one of them did, like most of the issues that it looked like they had was just like extra water in the window. Do you tint trucks that come with factory dyed rear windows? Yes, this one actually has it. We put whatever shade they want over it. Some people will do the rear, some people don't. But you can put whatever shade you want over it. Whatever you do is going to make it a little bit darker. Or a lot of bit darker. Like 2% over factory. That's crazy talk. All right, this is still sliding quite a bit. So I'm gonna heat up the edges. Thank you for the gifts, by the way. I appreciate it. It's very nice. Pinch marks on the side, I have to heat them out. For two staging, it's gonna be just really common. You can try and fold it a little bit less. But I often get them too. It's just part of it. It would be nice if it's not really a thing. But the more flexibility, like the looser the seal is, instead of folding it up, you could try and fold it inwards or just peel the entire liner and tuck the sides in a little differently. Like there's a couple things that you can try and do. But for the most part, you're still gonna have that. Where's my... Oh, it's right here. Do you find top loading easier than bottom loading? Personally, yes. But when I'm teaching and giving advice, the easier way to get started is just bottom loading. It's less steps. But I wasn't taught that way. I wasn't given a choice. Tint communities weren't, like I've been tinting for like, what, 16, 17 years now? Communities weren't much of a thing. So there wasn't all this information out there. There was just like, hey, if you knew a guy near you that was willing to help teach you, cool. And then you just like, you just don't question what you're being taught. So I did this way for basically ever before I was introduced into bottom loading. And I totally get pulling seals. You'll never hear me say anything negative about people doing that. It's a different way and an awesome way of doing the exact same thing. Bottom loading is gonna be, so if you remove the obstacles, that makes the tinting portion easier. There's some people that get a little triggered by me not removing anything, and I don't understand that. I've changed from taking off door panels and struggling. I've seen myself go from tinting a car in 3 hours down to 1.5. Nice. Yeah, the more you practice, the better and better you get. But yeah, I don't understand all the polarization between like a couple different ways of doing it. It's like your customers sure don't care for the most part. They just want their vehicles to come back in the same or nicer condition. And so if you pull a panel and break something, like that's a real negative of it. But if you're experienced in doing it, that really doesn't happen. And then in two staging, your installation is more difficult. So you can just do a shitty job tinting a window, but you kept the door intact, and your customer wouldn't be happy if they get a shitty install. So do whichever method that you just gravitate towards. So people that come to our classes, if they are like, if they've never tinted a window, the first thing that we have them do is bottom load a window, because two staging is too complicated. And especially if they have some type of mechanical background, like I've replaced speakers, or like I'm a 12-volt technician. I was like, dude, I can pull apart door panels. What do you, like, don't even bother with two staging. You're just wasting your time. Oh, I should, oh, I do. I do have one over here. See, I'm not crazy. Is Reno a good tint? Those are good questions to ask in the group. I haven't used Reno. There was just a post recently. A few people upset about their customer service. That's the last thing I saw. But I haven't heard anything negative about them in a while. What tint brand is best? That's always such a hard question to answer. What brand do you use? It's the best. I like Geo. I use Geo. I'm happy with them. I think there's a lot of other good brands out there. Geo fits my business the best. I'm very happy with their films, customer support, everything. No reason to switch. And there's going to be quite a few companies that everybody uses that they all feel the same way about. Then it just becomes like a dick measuring contest. Tintex, I mean, I think it's UV run now. They don't exist anymore. They do and they don't. It's weird. People are ordering Tint X and then getting different boxes now. So, I don't know. They're going through a change and they're not really talking much about it. Their Puremax was good. Good value for the money. You know, I might recut this top edge. I'm going to see if this fits. So, this window, nice. And there's like this little like there's a little wobble right in where the factory did this window. So I'm gonna make sure this lines up. That's something that you're better at. Either they're all like that or they messed up. That's sometimes why plotter cuts don't necessarily fit perfectly, but we'll see. Oh my God, they match. Look at that. That works perfectly. So on the drivers and it's just a conscious, like, it's got that same little dip in here. I don't know if you can see that really well. But it's smooth and then zoop. Can you show us how to work with cheap eBay tint? Man, what are you asking? Hey, you guys. Every film's gonna be a little different, but all the rules and principles are gonna be the same. So just pick a film, practice with it, and then you just have to learn how to adapt a little bit with each film. So there's nothing I'm gonna be able to tell you that's gonna make that easier. Yeah, you did a video with Amazon film? Yes. I've done a video with Amazon film, eBay film, but like it's not, there's too many. You guys talking it's too general. Like I bought car off eBay, can you show me how drive? Like, okay, which car? Fucker. They sell more than one kind. I bought the Amazon car. Amazon doesn't. I bought the GeoShield film. Okay. Do you know how many films that they have? Is 3M ceramic IR good? I'm assuming it is. I'm guessing it's not very cheap. Most of their films are pretty pricey. Did your stool, okay. Damn it. Hang on, it's stuck. I got a stick right here. One little spot. There we go. Now I'm good. Okay. This stool, you just can't have a significant amount of weight on it. I didn't break it. I'll just say that. But all the OEM ones, if you are under probably 275, you're not going to have a problem with those stools. So those OEM ones right there, actually they typically have black legs. That's one that was replaced. They all worked great. I'm with you. I hate the Harbor Freight ones too. They get rusty. The wheels get all wiggly and shitty, and they. No, I like these OEM ones. They're good. The part that wears out is the little stick underneath, though. So, like, they're adjustable, and for whatever reason, you're gonna have to go in at some point and like bend back some metal things because you're not gonna be able to adjust it. I'll show you. Spammer here, where's your mod? Oh, wow. Wow, I don't know where they are. They're out to lunch, apparently. TikTok will ban me, though, before they ban that, so I don't know. How often? I don't know. How rough are you on your stools? I couldn't tell you. We have like 5 or 6 of those stools around here. But just at some point. But I like lighter weight stools that you can kind of kick around, and you don't really have any risk of like metal parts sticking out that can scrape against the car. But I bought those OEMs in part because of the color, but they've held up really well. At the time they're $50 a stool. I don't know if they've gotten more expensive. If you get dirt in the tint, do you redo it? Yes! You can't just fix it. You have to redo it. That's the bitch of it. That's why all your steps matter so much, is because it's so easy to just, a finger pops up, it sucks in dirt. I love buying tools from you, brother. Brother! And I love my tint keg I bought from you last year. Aw. I love hearing that. That's awesome. I'm super happy everything's working out for you. If you get a hair, it's possible to be fixed. It's possible, not so much on a door. At least for me, I'm not that good. I've tried fixing hairs on doors. I could probably count on one hand the amount of times where it's actually been okay. On a windshield or a back window, yes. What machine and software do you use for cutting? Core. What's up? Mm-hmm. Do you use any heat? Yeah, we actually shrunk the front doors together. So right after I cut these out, I shrunk them, and then, so they've been shrunk. They've been shrunken for a while. Do you do this by yourself? I'm all alone. It's so quiet. No, we just had a class. Mark's at a music festival. It's a chill day today. It's a chill day every day. No, not every day. You guys actually don't see so much when it's chaotic. Because then I'm working. Have you met any window tinters that fly airplanes or tinted them before? In our Facebook group. Not so much in person, I don't think. I mean, maybe. Airplanes are different, though. I went to aviation mechanics school. Airplanes have like acrylic style windows, so you can't really just tint them. You gotta do like a blister free on it first, and then you could put some tint over it. I went to Davis Aerospace in Detroit for high school. Nice. That's cool. I went to Michigan Institute of Aviation and Technology after high school. They had a location out at the Belleville Airport, and then they moved to Canton. They got a new facility like shortly after I graduated from there. Bastards. My drive would have been shorter. Much shorter, actually. Oh, I didn't even think of that hard until now. Shit. I used to drive like an hour and a half every day. Round trip. No, actually like 2 hours every day. Okay, this is good. This is good. Plotter software fairly cheap. Not really. $200 a month for a good one. Sharpie method. Ugh. I love the Sharpie method, I really do. I'm double cutting it though, so I'm just gonna do it on the car. We have a spot here that, watch, like this looks straight. You're gonna see this pop out of the window, and then this also kicks in. Why are you hand cutting? Because I'm weird. Can I just be weird? I'm gonna plotter cut the back slider because I don't want to waste time on that. I don't know. Sometimes I hand cut, sometimes I plotter cut. I've been using a lot of the plotter lately. So sometimes we just like, we don't want to lose the skill, man. If you don't lose it, if you don't use it, you lose it. That's how that goes. What's plotter cut? Plotter cut is that big old machine right there. And he's sleeping. He took the day off until we wake him up. Okay, what do we do about this? Probably nothing. Oh yeah. So sometimes the panel curves up, but look at what the seal does. The seal lays flat in there. So this matches, this curves up, but there's no reason to trim it because it lays flat. So we can just tuck this all down together. But the plotter only gets $200 a month. Actually, this is a software company. Plotter is just like, you got bought outright, man. Plotter got hosed in that deal. Clicking a mouse is not very instructive. I know, that's true. I suppose. Software recommendations for anyone. Computer cut. It's slightly more expensive than than Core, and the interface is worse. But patterns overall have been pretty good. But anybody can sign up for it. Core, you need a business license, which is a pretty small hurdle, but I hear mixed things on whether people can get in touch with them or not. It's 100% worth trying. I would use Core every day over Computer Cut. But if you are trying, it's like, I got a machine, I need to run this, you can sign up for Computer Cut immediately and get it running. And then during that free 30-day trial, you can hopefully hear back from Core. And then they'll just get you going. Okay, I'm gonna roll this down just a little bit more. So you see this? Just that little guy right there. We wanna make sure we get all the way back here. It's a nightmare trying to get Core if you're mobile. That's stupid. No, still purchase from Core. I don't care if they're the literal devil. They have better patterns, so that wins. I don't know, the best patterns win. And there's no way I'm gonna use a company I like more with mediocre patterns than a terrible company that has better patterns. I'm sorry. That sucks about mobile tinting, though. Makes sense from like their boneheaded point of view, because like, dude, you're gonna sell. Like, are you gonna not sell Lumar film to mobile tinters? Oh, you are gonna sell film to mobile tinters? Then why won't you sell software to them? I'm just gonna put this disclaimer in there. I don't know this for sure. I'm going off of somebody in chat right now. I'm assuming they're gonna sell tint to mobile tinters too, by the way, though. Detroit tint, now it's now it's law. You use DigiCut? Yeah. Yeah, I was using Film Cut for a while. Film Cut was an awesome option until they raised their prices. Then they became they were the value option. This was their journey. They were $80 a month. Awesome, sick. I wasn't a big fan of their interface. It was very simplistic, but you know what? It's $80 a month. Their patterns are actually pretty decent. Then they raised it to 100. Then they raised it to 120. And you know what? That's still fine. And then they had the boneheaded idea to do... Have you tried DigiCut personally? Yeah, Film Cut is DigiCut. It's just rebranded. Different color, same program. There's a few companies that do that. Like they'll rebrand Film and Vinyl Designs and other shit like that. Okay, that's pretty good. But now they're $200 a month for PPF and window film. But if you don't do PPF, you still have to pay $200 a month. So like, I understand there's a little bit more value. If you need to get PPF and window tint, I don't even know how far this needs to go. Probably not that far. Good amount of it drops out of the seal. Why didn't you finish cutting it on the car? Good question. Oh, yeah. That's spot on where we need to be. I like that. See, that comes right up in here. I can see the edge of the window. Don't want to go farther than that. I like it. We'll send it. So when I'm doing like corner cuts, you can get away with doing some light corner trim work right on the car. Because I have glass boards right there, I'm just going to do them on the glass boards instead. When I have to make really long cuts, I don't want to do that anywhere on somebody's car. So that's why there's a little bit more back and forth. It wastes some time, but it also saves my bank account, potentially, so that's why. Heat gun. For software, what do you recommend that you can download and not be sent a USB drive? Film and Vinyl Designs is the only one that I know that has a USB drive. Computer Cut doesn't have a USB drive. Core doesn't have a USB drive. Core's got a really funny verification, though, that is absolutely triggering people in the community. They make you do a Google authentication app, which is the only thing I've ever had to do a Google authentication app for. But it confuses some people, and they're like, what the fuck is this shit? It's like every week, there's like 2 of those posts in that group. Delete it. This is a waste of my time. So many plotter questions today. We're hand cutting. I recommend Hand Cut by Red Dot 2025. But I guess if it's a computer thing, Core. Core's really good. Where can I good tint tools? 313 Tint. Ah, there it is. Snuck in there at the last minute. Okay, cover a door panel, wipe off the top edge. Back patterns are ready to install. Yes, shrink and trim on the outside. Because good luck trying to do that on the inside. Why didn't you roll up the other door all the way? Let me see. Whoa, oh, that was scary. There we go. Also, let me make sure, back ultra wide. Okay, cool. That one was just there like that, and this one I didn't feel like rolling up because I wasn't thinking about it, but it doesn't need to be. So, because it wasn't important, that's why. It doesn't matter if it's in that state or it's in this state. Are you still testing tapes? No, we have 2 really solid options. So like the door panel one is a new version of what we had before. And then the seal tape on the sides, it's just like it just wraps around and stays better. It can get wet and not fall off in the same way. Neither of them are 100% perfect solutions though. And what we've figured out is you can basically not have a tape that's always, like, there's always going to be something it doesn't stick to. But you can plan for it to stick to the majority of things. So that's what we've done. So it's going to be super aggressive on some panels, and it's going to be like just aggressive enough on others. So if I ever feel like this tape is going to be too aggressive for a material, I'm going to use this tape instead. So I'll put the seal guard tape down, and I'll put this over it. All right, let's throw on a pattern. Peel. We're going to start with just one side here. Get this nice and flat. Gentle hands. Roll up this. Oh, come on, Maverick. You want to turn the car off right now? You couldn't. Oh, it was just me. I could have, like, it's like, no, I'm on a timer. Buddy, you got to move a little faster. And we're going to pull this back a little farther. I use a slip called Tint Slip. Such an original name. Look at that cut. Look at that edge. It looks good. I can show it in just a minute. Card that. Card that. Boom. She's good. Locked in place. Okay, so somebody earlier said the liner sticks to the door panel cover, which is true because you have water tension. This is thin plastic. This is thin plastic. So I just do this. And then I just roll it. I'd roll it up, but it shut off. Dang it. Okay, now we're good. Now we can go back to illustration. I always do this. And then it no longer sticks. How often do you kill car batteries? Every day, all day. No, like hardly ever. You're right, it's better. I know that tone. It's better to keep them on a battery tender. But since we're only gonna have them on for about like a half an hour and it's in typically in accessories mode, doesn't hurt it. How do you avoid side creases? There's going to be a couple little ones that still needs to be heated out. You've been tinting for 16 years. Has C2 carbon lasted? Have you come back? I haven't been using C2 carbon the whole time. It's only existed since 2019. Like, they came out with C2 carbon, and that's about the same time frame I switched to them. So I've been using them since 2019. If you have a live stream, you can go all the way back. 2019. I think it was 2019. They had a press release, so it wouldn't be too hard to figure out. But yeah, no failures from it. Not that I'm aware of. Any tips on reducing creases on the edges while tucking film behind the seal? I just try not to press very hard. So like when I roll the film up and tuck it into the sides, you'll generally get like a little pinch there and a little pinch there. So I'm still gonna heat them out. I've got Walmart film. Is that okay? Other regular stuff is fine to play around with. Their ceramic stuff looks hazy as shit, though. Don't get the Black Magic ceramic. It's just the regular one. But have fun. Okay, so we gotta install the other side. So what do we need? We need a door panel cover that should be on the other side. I got a razor blade in my mouth and a towel. I think that's it. I got Black Magic Select. I don't know their brand names. I'm assuming that's just their regular. The regular. If you just want to tint a couple door windows, like I used to get shitty LED lights from the auto parts store. You know, you're just walking, you're just like browsing the auto parts section. You don't have any contacts with the supplier. You're just like, what is this? This looks cool. I'm gonna make my car look like a Lambo today. You do LEDs as well? No, I've fucked around with that stuff when I was in high school, though. I did all sorts of dumb car mods. Dumb, shitty, bolt-on car mods. Like an idiot high schooler would do. You have to use some cling film? No, don't use cling film. Not on cars. I don't know why they even sell it for cars. It's blurry as shit. It's just a driving hazard. Maybe for like your baby in the back seat. Don't put it on driver's door. It's terrible. So milky, hazy, and it's thick and it's distorted. It's really bad. For an airplane? No. Don't do it on a plane either. If you actually want to put some type of tint on a plane, you'd have to use like a blister-free. Again, like static film is just not very see-through. It's just not good. So you'd lose visibility out of it. Don't do it. And it wouldn't stay. Can use GeoShield ceramic. No. Yes, but use blister-free first. You're not really listening. And so if you take a plexi window and you put any window film on it, it's gonna bubble. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work. So it's like the I don't know if it's off gassing or what. It expands, it contracts a little bit, but window film doesn't just stick to that kind of stuff. So you have to use a product that's made for like a plexi. So SolarGuard has one called Blister Free. It's extremely expensive. And you basically tint it with the clear Blister Free, and then you can put any window film that you want on it. What's the best tint to tint a windshield where you won't lose that much visibility? Any high quality film. We're gonna be using GeoShield's Apex on this one. So we're gonna finish up the rest of the back on this. And then we're gonna do the whole windshield. Manico has some 550 for 25 feet by 65. Yeah, not that cheap. More affordable though, a 60-inch for 550, but 25 feet of it. We have our seal guard tape on the seals right now. We have our panel guard covers on the door panels. There we go. Does it not leave a little crease on the folds? It does. And then we go back and we heat it. And we press out all the air and we make it 100% invisible. And the nice thing is that it's, like, one reason it works really well is because it's actually like inside the seal. So you can't see it on the inside, and then you press all the air out so you can't see it on the outside. But it depends on like how tight that seal is. So on a looser seal, you're basically not going to have one. On a tighter seal, you'll have one that's a little harder to press out, but it'll vary. When pre-cutting the sides, do you need to leave an overhang to compensate for the other side? If so, how much? So you want like an 1/8 inch overlap on both sides. So like when I trim one side, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a cut, and then I'm gonna shift the film over to about here. So that's gonna be about 1/4 of an inch over. And then I'm gonna cut this side, and I'm gonna shift the film back after I make the cut half as much. So see where this water line is? Right about there. So then this side will be right about here, and then this side will be right about there. So we'll have a little bit of overlap on both sides. You just need some overlap to get rid of gaps. If I just leave the film, cut one side, cut the other, install it, you're gonna see the edge of the film here, you're gonna see the edge of the film there. So you just need to make it a little bit wider. All right, so we're gonna let those doors set. We will come back, heat them up. Just turn that off. And let's wake up Mr. Sleepy Plotter. Class, say good morning, Mr. Plotter. Does mobile tinting leave way more contamination? I mean, yes, but no. A good mobile tinter can put out great work. But a mobile tinter has more environmental shit to worry about than somebody that's tinting in a shop. So with 2 people being equal, the person tinting in a shop will typically have an easier time. All right, so what do we need? We need a new Maverick. So 2025. It should give me a ballpark range on years here. But I don't think there's like any differences on the Maverick. Oh yeah, 22 to 2026. Perfect. So we're gonna grab our back window here. The Maverick never changed. Thank you. I'm gonna look at that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But I actually didn't look if it's a manual slider. No, it's an auto. It's got those little things there. Do they cut windshield strips? Yes, they do. Ooh. I should do like a 36-inch roll, but I guess we'll flip one sideways. Okay, so we're gonna ungroup these. We're gonna stack them. But if I use a 36, I could stack all three. You know what? Well, you know, it doesn't matter. And then we're gonna rotate this one. So we just gotta remember that this is rotated if we shrink it, but I don't think we're going to. And then we'll just fit all these right here. Now this is Apex, so I gotta remember to swap out my blade and change my settings. So we're gonna go enter, we're gonna go condition 2. A little more pressure, and we're gonna swap out for the blade. Same angle blade, but this one is just set up with this film. So when I click cut, everything should be good. Okay, I'm gonna prep the back window. You get that done, and it better be done by the time that I'm done with this. We're gonna move this out of here for now so we got a little space. You're done already? What do you mean you're done already? I just walked over there. He's calling me slow now. Butter's going on break now. Actually, yeah, it's not going to be doing anything else. Okay, this should be fine. My plotter's been miscutting so bad. Is it patterns or it's just like cutting through or not cutting enough? We are tinting. I won't cut enough in the same spot every time. You know, I don't have a great solution for that either. I feel like we had that a little bit with this one at some point. Like it was brand new, it was great. Obviously you start cutting into your cut strip a little bit, it happens. But I now use just 2 layers of this, put one on top of the other. It peels off super clean and easy. So if you end up digging into Teflon tape again, it's really easy to replace. So we just keep that roll handy, and if it starts cutting weird, I'm gonna clean off the blade, I'm gonna redo the cut strip because there's usually some gouges in it, and then I'll start with that. But people are using like Gorilla tapes, that'll leave adhesive behind. They've said Glass Aid tape works. It's really common now to hear people using a tape on top of their cut strip. Cut strips are too tedious and expensive to replace. It's so easy to just like get your settings wrong and then rip through it all. They're really made like the cut strips on these, like, I mean, these machines, they work great for window tinting, but they're not only for window tinting. So it makes sense that like, you know, if I'm punching out 1,000,000 stickers, that eventually I'm gonna have to replace my cut strip, but it's not gonna be as critical as it is for window tint. Same thing for like vinyl and PPF. They're just like different backings, different materials. Yeah, these are pretty dang flat. I'm with you. I'm gonna go for not shrink them. I think I'm gonna put a Bluemax in my Quarter Pro. It's really good. There we go. Let's peel this. There, you can see it a little better, sorry. No shrink. We're going from the 3-point line. Nothing but net. You plotted the one I need help with. What do you need help with this one? What's going on? How do you cut them out? The easiest way to cut out a slider is gonna be from the outside. It's annoying, which is exactly why I plot them. Ta-da! I'll just hop up in the bed of the truck, shine a light through, and trim it out there. It's like a quarter window. Are you ignoring my questions on purpose? Yes. Chronic junkie. Hard ignore. I get the templates from Core. Pull this one out. The only weird window to cut out on the slider is going to be the center window. It's not, there's usually some frame in the way that makes it kind of hard to get this cut. But what I'll do is I'll line the factory edge up here. I'll cut this, and I'll slide it over a little bit inwards, and then I'll make that cut, and I'll have a nice square cut. Or I'll print it. Let's go. You have to cut the tint back from the factory, blackish line on the glass. Yeah. Yeah, because there's no reason to go farther than that edge. Spray. R.I.P. defrosters. Oh, JK. All right, let's take a gamble. It's either going to be symmetrical or we get the right way. Oh, it's good. Looks good. Perfect. I was worried for a second it might be upside down, but I'm also not sure if it can be upside down. Can't wait to get my car done. Me too. Bring it in. Is old film harder to remove? Usually. Film gets really brittle. It bakes in the sun. Every day that's actually just wearing on the film, it dries it out, it cracks. And then as you try and peel it, it disintegrates. But it's still kind of a bitch to just take a blade and scrape it off. So it's not even like, oh, if I ruin the defroster lines, this makes this that much easier to remove. It's still a pain in the butt to remove. Thank you, Oats, for the heart. Gonna attempt to do my car soon, but buying pre-cuts. Nice. Are we on? Is this working? It is working. Can't you just steam old film? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, should work. You can absolutely steam old film, but if it's brittle, that really doesn't fix it. Like, you can have just an absolute shitty time. Steamers just are not a bulletproof solution. Like, it's not like a silver bullet. It's a tool that can help, but nothing makes it a cakewalk. Just had a brutal tint that I tried to steam today. It was an absolute nightmare. Point proven. Ugh, 2 hours just to remove it. Yep, that's a pain in the butt. Oh, wow, they did the same glue spot on this one, too. This one looks a little bit worse. So right here, I'm just gonna trim this back just a smidge. So you see this? Oh, maybe I can push it out of the way. Oh, it'll smush out of the way. Okay, I'm fine, I'm not gonna do anything to it. It actually looks like a little rubber grommet or something. It's a little smushier than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was like just butyl, or not butyl, urethane. So how do you remove tint without removing the without ruining the defrosters? A steamer is going to be the best bet, but sometimes you do have to ruin defrosters. There's times where you could spend 3 hours removing tint, but then your labor costs are so high that it makes more sense just to replace the back window. Then you get a nice pretty back window, you get new defrosters, and save the time and hassle, have somebody replace it. How much glue does GeoShield film leave? The Apex, the C2, those are acrylic adhesives. Those can typically be pulled clean. Not always, and it's not exactly like super fast, but those have the best chance of pulling clean. Pro Classic and Pro Nano is gonna leave a lot of glue behind. Different adhesive. Different long-term proven adhesive. Different film. I never like doing Pro Nano removals. Yeah, I like C2 ceramic, not just for the glue removal, but it's got like a more neutral color tone across the board. So we've switched to C2, both carbon and ceramic, and also Apex, which they're a nice happy family of films. They're all related. So they're all carbon ceramic films, and they're all kind of built off each other. It'll probably take 3 hours for an Audi A4 Quattro. Yeah, probably. What's Quattro mean? Besides 4. That is clean. I like it. This looks super nice. Cutouts turned out really good. Everyone uses ProTech, and ProTech turns blue, and I can still feel the heat. What's ProTech? I'm somebody. I don't use ProTech. What's ProTech? Oh, Quattro's all-wheel drive. Drive. Nice. Okay, that makes sense. I've heard that term, and I never looked into it. Never asked, never cared. Until now. I was like, you know what? Well, if it was just a two-wheel drive, it would take half the time. It's a tint brand in Dallas that most tinters here use. Oh, okay. I just heard that about Florida, too. There's, like, localized film brands. It's just that so that is just a good, if there's like, I don't even know how to describe this exactly, but like Corona in Florida, or not there's another one that's like that. Triad would tell me what it is, but there's like these certain brands that almost have these like territories or states that they're like super popular in, and it's just they're just super cheap. But if there's a brand like that and I haven't heard of it, chances are it's just utter cheap garbage. Where's your location? 18 and Mound, Sterling Heights. Seat covers. We're gonna do one in the middle. We gotta take off this radar detector. Ooh. Nice suction cup. That made that way easy. Ooh, I gotta save this key. This is for our class car. I don't wanna forget that. Then no more drive class car. Beautiful. And then I'm gonna tuck a towel in here. Hello. My son would totally, like, I would call that a whale. My son would be like, orca. Oh, wait, I didn't even look. Oh, it is. It is a screw. What are the covers from? They're a newer product that we've had for a little while now. come on. You bitch. Oh, we got it. Okay. Sometimes I've had to actually remove this cover just to get the mirror off. Need just a little bit more space. That look like a crack in the windshield? It's not. It's our dental floss from our perfect cut earlier. So what does a heat gun do? What's the purpose of it? It molds, so it actually shrinks the film. LTT screwdriver, Windows game. Oh yeah, of course you recognize it. I got 3. So I bought these when they came out, and then I had to get the transparent one. They're nice. They're super nice. Yeah, we have the seat covers on our website. They're the best seat covers I've ever seen or used. They don't slide around. They're super easy to put on. They're waterproof. So they have this like grippy material under here. So you throw them on and like you can scoot your butt around. They do not move. Little hoodie goes over large or small seats. Like we'll do this on F1 like full-size trucks, SUVs, doesn't matter. They're super nice covers. So this is something we ran into after the fact. This grip is awesome because it goes over these screens. So like Tesla screens and stuff, and it just kind of hangs there. So we'll do that, and then we'll put a towel. And it's a really hefty material, so it's fine to like toss tools and stuff there. It's just now you have a workspace and you don't lose stuff in between the seats. It's been really good. I have one. It's the best screwdriver I've ever used. They're so nice. I'm a mechanic and they're really good. The screwdrivers, they're awesome. You can tell that it was a total passion project. So yeah, there's a lot of like YouTuber merch stuff that I really don't buy. I'm not one to really buy like clothing. They had some hoodies and stuff that I picked up, but the screwdrivers are like, ooh, I have to. And so I got the black ones when they were first released, and then they came out with a transparent one, and I was like, oh, I gotta get another one. They had a white one at some point. I ended up not getting that one. I'll probably get the precision one too, just because. I'll use the precision one on the Fusion Squeegee. Look at this. And you see how nicely this is all covered up? And it didn't take very long. I like that. That's what I like most about this. They're just really nice seat covers. And they work easy to put on, cover everything up. Now I can get to working on this very easily. Okay, so we're gonna prep this windshield. I gotta push these wipers down a little bit. We're gonna scrub this. We're gonna coat it, jump on the inside, clean it off, and then shrink and install our film. Ooh, Libman Squeegee. What brand covers? We have them on our site. We just call them like easy grip, slip, I don't know. Hang on, let me find them. I forget I have a big screen here that I can do this with. Easy grip seat cover protector is what we actually called them. But it's $30 for one, $50 for two. They're the best seat covers I've ever used. They're super nice. What's the best cleaner for a windshield? Mainly for bugs. That's a good question. I should have a good answer for you, and I really don't. Because I typically use like soapy water, and then a scrub pad, and then I'll take a squeegee and wipe it off. Probably like the best type of cleaner that I've used is CarPro Eraser, but I'm like not as heavy into like the cleaning and detailing products. But this pretty much works for just removing most anything that I need to work around. Just a nice scrub pad. This is a Tri-Edge black scrub pad. And then I'll take a Libman squeegee. And that's like, wow. But if there's tree sap or something, I would just go to a razor blade. What plotter would you recommend for somebody starting out? It depends on what your budget is. Plotters are not cheap tools, but they do have cheaper options now. The Workhorse line from Plotter Depot is probably as cheap as I would go personally. But there are some people that have bought like the Beaver one for like $500 and got that one working. How often do you change them? Until they're no longer very scrubby. This one's gonna get tossed pretty soon here. But sometimes I keep the like worn out soft ones around. They're easier to just flex around in like my spray tank. Because I'll use the scrub pads inside my spray tank too. Cutting machine, worth it? Absolutely worth it. But it's more of a volume machine. So if you're just gonna be tinting like one car in a day, it'll help you through that one car. But you still get a monthly subscription. And I don't know. There really isn't a good software option under $200 now, so. What's the purpose of the heat gun? We'll get to that. So you're gonna have more in software costs than you will in a machine. It's just you're gonna have more upfront costs in the machine. Yeah, software is pretty much $200 a month. This wipe tape is called Glass Aid Cut Guard. It's part guide tape, part protector. I used to just use lights, really bright lights, or a stick light and shine it around a windshield and trim directly on the windshield. Then I started seeing, even though I'm being safe, try different blades, I start seeing very mild scratches. And you just hope a customer never noticed. This is years ago now, when I was tinting for other companies. There wasn't a good option out there to protect a windshield. So this stuff, Glass Aid tape, this is what we use around all the edges here. It's 10 mils thick, it's a 1/4 inch wide, so it's nice as a guide, but the main purpose is to keep the windshield safe while you're cutting on it. Okay, we need a a dryer sheet. Oh, I'm gonna have to steal them out of our dryer box. We use Snuggle dryer sheets. They just work the best for the films that we're using. Doesn't mean that they're gonna work the best for every film. Do you have to heat before the install? Yes. So film, it just comes on long flat rolls. The glass is a big curved piece, and we basically take a heat gun and that melts or shrinks the tint, and then we literally mold it to fit that curve. Otherwise, you have a bunch of fingers and spikes and creases, and nothing looks good. It's like taking a fabric or a vinyl and stretching it over a hood, right? It's like there's technique on it. You don't just take it and unroll it on it and everything's perfect. So we have to do the same thing with tint. Is the tint keg a game changer? Game changer. It's a viral 2025 game changer. It's super nice. We have a couple sprayers. I didn't realize Geo's got these. These are the IK sprayers. I got the Obsessed Garage version though. I like this, but I haven't used a lot of battery sprayers. The only thing there's two things I don't really like on it. There's no hook, so I can't put this on my tool belt. I have to keep putting this like down somewhere because there's like, you're either holding it or it's on the floor. And then the charger is a non-standard charger. And what we found, it needs to be plugged into a basic USB charger as well. So like something like this, where my smarter chargers like this, well, this is USB-C, but whatever. It doesn't work with every USB port. But yeah, I went from using like pump sprayers to using a tint keg. Tint keg's awesome. But an alternative I wanted to show you guys too, these Obsessed Garage Press-All bottles, these are really good too. Everybody that has seen these has really liked these over the Zepp bottles. They're like dual action, really nice, well built, nice looking bottles. All right, let's clean the inside of the windshield. We're just kind of killing a little bit of time because that windshield has to dry before we throw some film on it. How high should you heat the film? Okay, so temperature on the heat gun, you always just set it to high. There isn't an exact temperature. The temperature that you need to melt the film can also destroy the film. I used a hair salon hair misting bottle. You know what? That sounds like a great category to dive into. Because like the Zepp spray bottles are fine, but like I bet you get a better mist out of a salon bottle. I think that was their thinking with the OG bottles, is they wanted a really well-built bottle that could withstand a lot of different chemicals, and then also created a really fine mist. Sometimes you can find some real sometimes you can find some little gems in different categories like that. That's cool. I like that. All right. I'm going to get an alcohol bottle and wipe the edge. What's a good blade to use? So for scraping, really, like, you could even use an Amazon Basics pack of razor blades. But these ones, I don't remember what brand these are. We get pretty much, this, I don't know. We get pretty much whatever razor blades. Single edge razor blades, you can use carbon steel, you can use stainless steel, it doesn't matter. You're scraping the edge. It's different from cutting directly on the windshield. So if I'm actually making a sharp cut directly on the glass, I'm putting pressure from the edge of that blade. But if I'm scraping against the surface, you just want that razor blade edge to be clean. So I tend to replace razor blades pretty often. Most of the time it's just because I misplace them. But I'll regularly use one razor blade for all 4 door windows and probably a separate one for a windshield. I used to use a lot of plastic razor blades, or like not even plastic razor blade, it was a gator blade. Ooh, I heard that. What the heck? Oops. Wow, I'm glad I went over that as thoroughly as I did. Sorry, I'm getting the mic back too. Kidding, we're throwing it. Clips and wet fingers. What's the point of alcohol? To get drunk. My guy. The point of the alcohol is because we're specifically using Apex. I don't even remember to use it every time. But on Apex, as the edges dried, there were a few instances where I had the ends curl back, and thoroughly cleaning them with alcohol. It wouldn't happen in any of the other film lines, so I don't know why it was happening with that. But I'll touch up the edges before I go to install it with alcohol. But that's just for the Apex line. Do you like hand cutting windshields? Hand cutting windshields is consistent. I would cut them off of a plotter if I knew I could rely on them. What shade do we need? 50. No, rolly trash can. I gotta move this. Oh, we should just put this back in the box, huh? Or in the cabinet. Okay, there's a box. This is all dirt. 70. 50, that's what we need. Cabinets look pretty. Vertical film rolls. They look pretty. It's nice that I can throw all the rolls in there, but shelves work better for storage. Okay, so we got 50. What do you think about EcoCut? I've never heard of EcoCut, actually. I've been seeing a few more pop up. I mean DigiCut. Oh. DigiCut Yeah, I've used DigiCut. It was okay, but it's not worth the money anymore. Not really. If you're specifically doing window tint, if you're doing window tint and PPF, then maybe. But that I can't speak on. But it's $200 a month now. You have like computer cut and core. Both. I think you can get computer. I gotta make sure on computer cut though. Computer cut is probably a little bit more expensive. What's your thought on cheaper films like Scorpion or Tint X? Sometimes you get what you pay for. They're definitely not all created equal. So you can definitely find some hidden gems. But a lot of times, people are just looking for a good enough film brand, and they'll be fine. I'd go more Scorpion, though, than Tint X, personally, though. But I just don't see the point of necessarily nickel and diming your film costs. Like, film cost is not your most expensive thing. Just for like an average job, like Geo's carbon versus like C2, or no, what is it? Like a Puremax. The difference is like $20 for a car versus like $35 for a car. All right, so we're setting this up for shrinking. So you see all these big fingers. All these. See how it's just not laying flat on the windshield? Well, some of us can't get a distributor, so we have to get some films like that. Geo Shield you can just go buy. You don't need a distributor for Geo. There's better films available. There's a lot better that are not in a walled-off garden. It's been the case for a while. But I get that. Like a Lumar, an Expel. Like, yeah, you gotta call the company. You gotta set up an account. They charge more, they try and dress it up, make it seem like it's more than it is. Don't get me wrong, they've got good films, but it's more branding than anything. Have you ever used Expel? Just a little bit. Does it count more if I know where it comes from? It's a Gwari film. Expel's not a window film manufacturer. They're a software company and an expert branding company. But to be like perfectly blunt about it, you're like Geo Pro Classic and Pro Nano, your Autobahn, your Expels, your Globals, those will all come from the same factory. What about Global? Yeah, it's Gwari. So it's like when you know stuff like that, and then you see all the branding and shit, it's just like, it just goes over my head. I just don't care. It's like, oh, so this film is going to be very similar to these, and then I've got a big-ass group. I see a lot of posts. And you see, oh yeah, it's got those characteristics. You see display boards, you see this, you see that. and play around with it in person. It's like they're all using the same technology in their films. They're all just gonna have either a little different formula or just to throw a different brand on it. XPEL is genius at marketing. Yeah, they're super great. And some of the decisions that they've made have been incredibly smart for business. I don't think there's a single other film company that could have got themselves in the Tesla app. I got a lot of respect for their programs. I got a lot of respect for their what they do as a company. We all get hung up on film properties and this brand versus that brand and blah, 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 blah. Dude, they're focused on a completely different thing. They have good products, but if you put them toe-to-toe against other products, are they going to be any better? A lot of the cases, no. But they're going to make you feel like you're getting something exclusive, something better. It's because of the way they price it, it's the way they brand it, it's the way they talk about it. All right, a little bit more. This is actually a little bit more curvy than I thought it was going to be. Steamers for beginners. Okay, I was just going to throw this out there. Plotters for beginners, heat guns for beginners, steamers for beginners. There are not product lines geared towards beginners. There are just cheaper options that still work. So any fabric steamer that has a hose attached to it will work fine for window film. You can go to Walmart, you can buy a fabric steamer. Oh, it's just so funny. I keep hearing like this for beginners or that for beginners. Like but is it just another way of saying like I need a budget-friendly this? I go to like learning curve. This is 50. Okay, why did this one go so much faster than the other side? We're almost done this top corner. What did I do differently? I don't really know. But this corner is done. I probably just shrunk it a little bit more early on. Shrinking's really simple. Understanding what you're looking for is the hard part. It's like no matter how many times we try and point it out and show, it's like there's just something that the more you look at it, the more you see. Our classes help a lot with that. I try and point out as much as I can on stream. It doesn't matter what I do. It's just even in person, like we'll coach people, we'll show them, and then they'll mess up a handful of times, and that's fine because then we point out what they did wrong, and then they start to get it. And the more that we point out, no, stop doing that, take the heat off of it, no, add some heat there, card here, then they start to see what they're looking for. You know those like weird 3D images that like look like nothing until you stare at them long enough? It's like window film. Stereographs or something like that. That tint not dark enough. I know, we should have done 2. What car brand is easiest to tint? Mine is Chevy. I'd agree with you. I think Chevy. Malibu, so if it's not a truck, Malibu is like the easiest car. If I have a Malibu, a day of Malibus, I could have a Malibu every single day. I'd be so happy. Be like, guys, we're doing a red one today. Guys, we got a blue one. Chat would get so bored. I'd be so happy. $365 days of Malibus, please. Equinox, yeah. I just did one of the newer ones. They've gotten a little bit harder. They're not as simple as they used to be. And then the EV versions as well. But by and large, yeah. Really straightforward. Oh, and like the new EV trucks that GM has. They've got the removable back window again. Not a fan of tinting that one. Oh my God, I have an Equinox I want tinted. Let's do it. I want to tint it. Chevy and GMC are always problems for me. Really? They're so straightforward. Yep, Fords are really straightforward too. The F-150 doors, they give you so much room. Can I do this outdoors? You can. It's just way harder. It's like trying to paint a car outside. Like, would you paint a car in the middle of a parking lot? No, you got wind, you got sun. It's like you need to account for things. So the more you can get into an enclosed space, the better. But the good news for tint is you're doing it in pieces. So one of these days I might do this. Hardest part is getting your pattern. But you could take your pattern, hop into the car, and then shut the door, and then just tint the door with the door closed. That would get you out of the wind. Only thing about Ford that annoys me is the front windows. There's some. The Mustang convertible, that's kind of a pain in the butt. I think, right? Or am I thinking about the Corvette? No, it is the Mustang. Mustang convertible is a piece of Doors, fine. Windshield, fine. Quarter windows, fine. Back window, fuck you. I'm gonna do 25% on my front windshield. Do it! Okay, so we got a mirror cutout. We can cut that out now, or we can cut that out later. I prefer to do that now. Very lightly, we're going to cut on the window, but we're gonna do it very light. Plotter is a very similar amount of work on a windshield, but the thing that I hate most is if you go to tint that windshield with a plotter and that plotter pattern does not fit, imagine having to re-prep this whole thing, hand cut a piece, like fuck all that. If it's an OEM windshield and you're using a good software, windshields should be more okay than they used to be. So like all the newer stuff should be a lot more accurate than it used to be. People say pretty good things about core windshields. I had an aftermarket windshield. I didn't notice it, but we did one on a Dodge van, a Power Wagon. You can go look at the live stream. We cut it out, we put it on the windshield, and it was just like an inch short on the sides. But I forgot it was an aftermarket windshield. So I'm not gonna blame the software completely. Anything goes when you get into aftermarket. But you'll run into so many more variants on windshields. There's, you know, they have different sensor cutouts, they have different styles. It's way more common for somebody to get a replacement. Where on back windows, like, okay, it's a truck, so you're gonna have a few different styles. But these stay the same. Back windows stay the same. Windshields, they'll stay the same basic shape, but the cutouts will always change. I feel like the dumbest person in the world when I try and tint. There's a lot of things that I'll feel that way about. All right. Anytime I put a towel with a rope, I can't slide. I didn't mean to do that. Let me go get a stick and shove that back in there. So I don't always use both. And even sometimes just a towel is not great. So you just have to use a little bit of caution and cross your fingers sometimes. It's way common to use a rope and a towel for years. People are just throwing towels up here haphazardly. They weren't doing a lot. Like for me, windshields just weren't very common. So now you see this all the time. But you can, it's not safe and I don't really recommend it. But like you can tint a windshield without putting a rope in it. And a lot of times it'll just be okay. It's just when it's not okay, you don't know exactly when it's not gonna be okay. And it can potentially cost a lot of money. So I would recommend getting a nice towel and just trying to tuck a towel on the tighter ones. And then if it's still too tight, use a towel, clean everything off, spray it, and then right before you go to install it, remove the towel, pull the towel back. That way the towel's done most of its job. And then you just got like the final stretch there. There we go. Ready to go. Stacking tints? Stacking tints is fine, just you can't do a warranty on it. So like if it's for my own vehicle, sure, I've done it. I did 2 layers of Apex, it was great. But if you're trying to like sell it to somebody, it's like customer comes in like, I want to do 2 layers of tint. You're like, sure, I'll take your money, and I'll do the best job that I can, but I cannot guarantee you that this will last because this was not made to be like this. It might be fine. You might have some early failure. Something might peel. I don't know. And if they go, oh, that's fine, well then fine. Do it. Same thing with like a cracked windshield. Like personally, I don't know, it's their windshield. But if they want to tint a cracked windshield, let's do it. It's not my cracked windshield. I tinted a cracked one the other day. Nice. All right, so we're gonna reverse roll this one. We're gonna lay this liner back down, roll this up. First thing that we did before is wiped off the outside, and we spray the whole thing down. And we do that so when we roll this up, it makes it more flexible. So I can wiggle it around, I can pinch my fingers, I can bring it back, and then tighten up this roll. Because a tighter roll is much easier to install. It just holds together better. Other than the Ram truck, do you know what other cars? Any Chrysler. Chargers, Challengers, 300s. They all put BCMs up in the front areas, and they all have water issues. So be extra careful. I'm in an area where where they were getting made. We had so many Chrysler products getting tinted. God, it was frustrating. If anybody wanted their windshield tinted, it was like a Charger or a 300. It's like, fuck. Hope I don't fry this one. Now I don't see them as much. Thank you for the coins. The GG. Oh, the bros and the GGs. And the loopy. I don't know what that is, but thank you. Uh, 40 PS, no, higher, like 90. Yeah, it's just a high pressure spray bottle basically is all it is. It's so I don't have to keep, like, my keg can only run 80 max. Tint keg puts better fittings and O-rings and stuff. So you probably can upgrade it. But 80 is still really good. Oh, fuck you, Mike. My clip mic just fell. There we go. There you guys are. You're right here. Sprayer end. I'm gonna grab my liner. Got a corny keg. Yeah, that's pretty much what they all are. And put my own fittings on. Nice. Yeah, so you're not far off there. 80's great. I want to put 200 and just see. Let's have the 200 PSI keg. Have you seen like those high pressure misting systems? I want to spray like that. And you spray it and it looks like it's just gas coming out. It's just like fog. Alright, that little center part. So I got a lot of curve right here. There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. I was trying to get it past that point. Push all this where I need it to go. Perfect. Now this part, this is for one of the students that we had yesterday. When I get about this far away from the end of the windshield, I let the roll completely drop away. That way I can throw out the liner, rinse the edge, spray this down too, and then I can just take this and tuck it up onto the windshield. It keeps the edges cleaner. You avoid crinkles because you're not trying to get stuck against that, against the pillar. And then you can still, you just kind of bend it, tuck it up there, makes it far easier to get in place. So we still should be able to wiggle this around. A lot of time the edge gets stuck around the pillar. Yeah. So once you get to this point, just let the roll drop away, gently take out the liner, throw it out, and then you don't have to fight against it. Because with reverse rolling, like you take the roll, you roll it all up, but the funny part about it is that it's actually offset back about 2 inches away from the edge. So that's why when I go to grab my liner, it's not here at the very edge, it's like here. So that means it's going to be rolled up even more in this roll when we get over to this spot. Oh, the mic. I forgot about the mic. I'm your goat. Bah. Humbug. There we go. Whoa. Let's not do that. It's so stupid. Okay. Where's my squeegee? We're gonna Bluemax the rest of this. I swear I've got, I don't know for sure. I feel like I got an old Bluemax laying around. I tend to keep all my old squeegee blades, but I have cleaned things out from time to time. The old Bluemax was different. But whatever they did to the new Max, it's way better. So Fusion re-released this. It went away from for a little while. You might have bought one that was a Chinese knockoff. But Fusion now officially owns Bluemax. Bluemax was actually owned by, I don't know who they were, but there was a family that owned Bluemax. And I think the original maker of the Bluemax at some point passed away, and the family continued to get the squeegee produced, and then at some point, I think they just stopped. They were hard to contact from what I understand. Fusion eventually now bought the rights, and they just came out with the new version of the Bluemax. I didn't know they were gonna make changes to it. To me, I thought like they said it was available to buy. I'm like, okay, I'll pick up some. This is my current loadout right now. I kind of like it. I don't do that with any squeegee blade. It's that good. It's really good. I'm having a hard time finding an excuse to put a hybrid back in my handle. I don't know if I will. I had like an orange crush in the Slim Slam. I had a pink clean in the reach around. I had like a good mix of squeegee blades. The only thing I might switch back is like go from a pink clean, go from a Bluemax back to a pink clean, but we'll see. It's really good. It's got like a similar, so I'd say it's got a sharper edge than the hybrid. It's a little firmer than the hybrid, but it's got like almost a better slickness to it. And it's just like, it's really good. It's really good. The Blue Beast is what, like I think the Blue Beast that Fusion has is more like what the Bluemax used to be. And now the new Bluemax, I think, is like a slightly harder hybrid. It's not the same process, it's not the same material, but it is like I think it's a little bit better than the hybrid. It's really good. I think it's gonna be a super popular squeegee blade. How long does it take you to do a full windshield? I don't know. Rewind. I had some questions, but I forgot since I didn't have a job in a week or two. Ugh. Dude, we went through a slowdown too this last week, and then Monday came around, and like the rest of our week filled up. But it's like, it's very up and down right now. Did you go to the Tint competitions? No, and I kept saying I kind of wanted to, like, I'd like to make my way out to SEMA. We have a vacation planned, and I just didn't realize that it was on SEMA weekend, or SEMA weekday, or whatever. So I'm gonna be out of the country for a couple weeks. But that's at the end of October. I have 13 jobs tomorrow. Solo, wish me luck. Nice. Like, we're getting leads. I just think that we need to get better at handling the leads, or just say fuck it and be hyper price competitive. There's still jobs around, we're just not getting as many. So it gets busy, it gets slower, but I mean, the economy is not exactly sunshine and rainbows right now, so. What's the most jobs you've done solo in a day? That's a good question. You know, I don't know. I'll think about it a little bit. I can tell you like a busy, like not average day, but like a super busy day that I could handle by myself was like 5 or 6 full cars going from like normal work hours. 13 to me is insanity. Like by yourself, that's crazy. like solo, that's what? Under an hour a car? For sure. That's got to be like half hour, 45 minutes a car. Is that full? That's not full cars though, is it? I got a prepper and it's all plotted today. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to hear. That's still a shit ton of work. Good God. That's an interesting way to do it, though. Oh, wait, no. Somebody said that they had 13 solos. Big Luke, 13 jobs tomorrow, solo. Oh, I got a prepper. So somebody help you prep them today. Like, cut them out. I see. The only people spending money right now are people with dollar and oil field contracts. Yeah, pretty much. Just seeing how much I can push out of the dots. Not a lot. Looks good. Looks really good. Let's wipe it off a little bit more thoroughly. And we'll see how it turned out. I think I can push a little bit more evenly with this thing too. I don't know. I always like when I get like a really good, surprising product. I wasn't expecting it in a Bluemax. I kind of wish they picked a different name for it though, because now I have to explain it. But it will probably work in their favor too. A lot of people know the Bluemax. What do you use to trick Tesla doors? We custom made a few door props. I haven't done much with them since then. I just wanted to make them a little bit more universal. But you can use pretty much anything. Like you can use a knife to trick the latch, a screwdriver. This is something we were working on. Let's just see if it works with this. Yeah. So like this was the idea, is we have that and it works as like a doorstop. But sometimes that doesn't quite line up super nice. Plans on selling those? That was the plan. I just got distracted. As is with a lot of things. I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And then I do something else. Is this a Durango? Yes, the Ford Maverick Durango. Do you guys have any open appointments this month? We got open appointments next week. Oh, yeah. We were getting a lot, so like we still get a lot of leads off of the ads that we get. But I'd say if we just want to land them, we just got to drop our prices quite a bit. Because they are for sure price shoppers. Yeah, like they're not just like all that, like they're not even bad leads. It's just we come across as expensive, I think, to the majority of leads that we were getting through Google Ads. So we're doing those little pinch touch-ups. You look like a nerd. Well, thanks. Thanks for watching. Maybe you'll do something cool too. And like, to be fair, I'm streaming window tint, so I'd say I'm a bit of a nerd. I know, it is super weird. I don't understand that kind of stuff. But I bet you it's not as hurtful as that one comment to my brother. You suck. Oh no, was it you stink? I think it was like you stink or something like that. It's like not as offensive, but it's like, dang. Who says that? How are you liking the Maverick? Maverick's good. Pretty straightforward. Tinted a fair amount of these at this point. Back windows, very easy. Windshield. Yeah. Give you plenty of space around all the edges, which is nice. Oh, I got it. I thought that might be a bit of a headache. Got that without having to do anything about the cover. Let's get this cleaned up. There's my screwdriver. LTT 1, 2, 3. I'm interested in window tint. I got my charger tinted in carbon. Nice. You know, I miss chargers. I didn't think I'd get to that point. I had so many chargers every day. Every day was a charger day. And I haven't tinted a charger in a while. Yeah, window tint nerds we are. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Do you like doing tundras? Not as much. They're okay. Sometimes the Toyota trucks, they don't have quite as much room on like the back slider area. And then the door windows, when you're hand cutting, they like to round their corners a lot extra. Bought the Blue Beast from you a couple weeks ago. Love it. Nice. That's my brother's like favorite squeegee now. Damn. Yeah, this looks good. Do you have any tape rolls nearby? No? Okay, I'll grab one. Seat cover. Is it difficult to find tint installers to work for you? Yes. It's definitely hard to find good ones. Because any ones that you can just find generally have problems. They either suck, they don't show up, they ghost you. Like, there's a reason why you found them. A lot of the good ones have their own thing going. So it's definitely a harder service to like hire for and scale. Because just think about it. It's like you gotta keep people busy enough. They have to be content with kind of hitting sometimes like certain caps, or you gotta have good incentives for them to grow. Because otherwise, like you just get to a point where it's like, yeah, you know, I'm making good money, but I want to move past this, and then the shop just keeps you busy, and then you just like start counting cars. And you're like, if I don't tint these cars, I don't make money. So then a lot of them go on to tint for themselves, become business owners, and explore alternatives. I think that's a big connection that a lot of people in business don't really understand. It's like, wow, it's so hard to hire, so hard to find people. It's like, bro, you just suck at, you just don't pay them. Are you gonna tint the front windshield? I think so. Oh wait, it's done. That's why I showed my wife how to tint. Yeah, this one's all done. All the sides, back window, front windshield. Okay, let's put that. See, so I put that there so I don't forget it. Because if I forget it, I run it over. Pretty good way to remember it. I've definitely forgotten, like I'll take a baby seat, I'll put it on like a table or something, and then I forget. Put it behind the truck, not gonna forget it. I'm gonna run it over. How much to fix a bad tint job in a 2011 Charger? Unfortunately, the removal is what makes it so expensive. So if it's just the sides and the rear, it adds $250 to whatever film that you're getting. Just because I'm typically gonna have another hour and a half to 2 hours worth of time into it. If the tint just fell off the windows, I wouldn't even charge you for a removal. You can try and remove it yourself. Look up some videos though. It helps to use a steamer, because if you just take it and rip it off the windows and leave a bunch of glue behind, yeah, you still gotta pay for the removal fee. It's all the glue cleanup that makes it a pain in the ass. Please, 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 please do a good job if you do your own removal. I don't care if you do your own removal. I'd rather not remove it myself. Yeah, see, this is a steamer. You can get any type of cloth steamer. You can go to Walmart and buy a cloth steamer. Just make sure it's got a hose on it. Then you can put the steam where you need it. Look up a couple videos, and hopefully that shit will just like peel off. A heat gun can work on the doors, but a heat gun is not gonna put the heat where you need it on the back window, at least from the inside. So don't take a heat gun to the interior. Very easy to damage your interior. What sponsors do you have? I actually none. We used to, but we're like we've replaced sponsors with doing a lot of it ourselves now. We're a film provider, we're a tool store, we're an education facility. We just do everything in-house now. Got one of those classic little bubbles in the top corner, so hang on one second. It's the last thing, and then we're gonna be done. So right up here, little water pocket, little air spot right there. So we're gonna take a card, and I just need a little extra pressure. Give the owner a call. I think he's waiting up front. Unless you are the owner. There we go. We just need a lot more pressure. Got it. Gone. Nice. Looks good. Alrighty, guys. That's gonna wrap it up for today. How much would a tinting job like this? He went with our top of the line, Apex. He did it on everything. This one is $650. There we go. Alrighty, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. We will be back soon with another one. Monday next week.